whiteboard at home, but this is a great opportunity for you actually to practice. So for each of you, you only need to be here once, to be on the whiteboard once. But actually, you are encouraged to be here more than once because it's going to be very helpful. Okay, this one. All right. I'm still sticking with the linked list. Okay. Guess what? Now I'm actually asking you to write a linked list to replace your implementation from Tuesday. And your testing environment should be exactly the same. Because interfaces of this guy should be exactly as the interface of your Tuesday implementation. Okay? However, in this implementation, your underlying data structure is actually an array, not real reference-based linked list. You are using an array as the internal data structure, but on the outside, you are keeping all the methods of a linked list. You may be saying, wow, what's the waste of time? Right? Why are we doing this? You know, this is how all your network program run fast. If you allocate new memory every time, you're toast. Basically, this is a way for you to pre-allocate memory and you recycle your memory. This way, your network traffic can be speed up. 10 times or even more. Okay? So essentially, all your network program is actually implemented by this idea. You pre-allocate memory, and whenever something coming in, you get an entry in the array, and then once you finish with it, you free that element without deleting the memory. Next time when something coming in, you reuse the same piece of memory. Make sense? Or not making sense?
What do you mean by linked list using an array?
Okay. So in your Mondays implementation, you must be having something like this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time I create something, I would new this element, right? What I'm saying here is you cannot new anymore. You have a pre-allocated array. You cannot new anymore. Your new method is barred. Okay? This array is fixed length for sure, but it can be big. Okay? But this array also look like this, right? This is your data member, and this is going to be your reference. Okay? Your linked list may be like this. I'm pointing to this element as my entry point to this. So this is data number 1, reference number 1. Then my reference is actually a number pointing to another number in the array. Okay? This is data number 2, reference number 2. Right? And this guy is actually pointing to another one, which is data number 3, and end of the linked list. Right? This way, you are allocating new member every time. This is you are actually reusing existing empty numbers as you go. This is so I'm looking for this implementation. When you pre-allocate an array of things, basically every time you're just searching for an empty slot in the array to use until you use up everything in the array. Okay? So that's why I'm saying this is pre-allocation of all the memory. This is the incremental allocation of memory. This is bad when you have high throughput processing because allocating things on Java virtual machine is very costly. You can pre-allocate a big chunk of memory and use that to store your incoming traffic. Then, as you consume all this information, you can removing by just moving the pointer.
So how do they deal with the case where they run out of spaces?
Run out of space, your insert will fail. Your insert will return fail, basically. So it essentially indicate I'm full. Your buffer can become full. Okay? Any challenge taker to write the code here on the whiteboard? Okay. All right. So I'll leave this space for you. Yep. Yeah. So no worries. So we are not going to critique your code, okay? Because we are not going to grade it anyway. Just that for you to think on your feet and write it down on the board.
So we wanted, yesterday we wanted an insert.
Right.
We wanted a top.
Yeah.
And then we wanted
Delete.
delete.
Yeah.
Maybe we wanted display.
You mean print?
A print.
Yeah. Yeah. That is not absolutely necessary, but yeah. So just the primitive. Yes.
Okay. So
You can write without talk. You just write down your code. I mean, this is the time when you think about how you better structure your code. All right. The rest of you, write your code. I mean, if you can start writing into your IDE, that'll be your best recommended today. If you're not comfortable with it yet, if you want to write in a word processor, it's okay. But gradually, I think you should move into IDE.
About that, how are you tracking it if we're not using the quiz thing on D2L?
So once you finish your code, okay, then you click on this, submit your code in that quiz slot. Okay, upload your code that you finished within your ID. This is just copy paste. Our quiz is not graded. The key reason is to basically encourage you to try it. I mean, without the pressure of being punished for not knowing something or not finishing something. I think the best thing that could happen here is that you just try your best. Okay, you set your own standard. How much you want to finish. Okay, and certainly, actually, my recommendation is you would go home and actually finish each quiz on your own. So this, if you can finish the set of quiz we have here, I mean, when you go to a job interview, you will feel so much more comfortable. Okay, but now I think so you may feel that okay, this is tough, but you are in this. I mean, you in this job. I mean, you are expected to code. I mean, the only way to improve for this is keep coding.